Listen up! You are now listening to News with My Fiancé with DJ Ambush and Morgan Jones.
Great morning. Great mornings.
I can't hear you. I can't hear me. I can't hear you. I can't hear the text messages. I don't know what's happening. Oh, I can hear me. Hello. Good morning.
That I can't hear the text message.
I can't yet. I haven't heard of one. Good morning, fiancés. I missed you.
You know what? Well, at least we didn't get a text message to someone saying dead air.
That is, I mean, so, hey.
That's usually
win number one.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's usually the first text message.
It's the first of the month, and those kind of things happen, you know?
Oh, first of the month. Okay, let me see if I can find it.
Okay.
Yes. Kind of, you know.
You can. You don't have to.
No.
You can. You know? Good morning.
Morning, y'all.
I missed you. Shout out one more again for Lily coming through, sliding in.
Yeah, migraine sub.
Migraine sub.
Right off the bench. Bam.
Yes.
Boom. Stepped in. One night's notification.
Literally. Yeah. Hours notification.
Bam.
Showed up.
Ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was.
Script. Printed.
In the
ready
bed.
to go. That's in the bed. Inside the bed.
I was inside of the bed. I woke up. I had some troubles that day, and I thought maybe I will be able to listen to the show as I, hopefully drift back to sleep. And I was asleep before you guys started.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine trying to even go to sleep to us, primarily because you're usually here, right? So how could you ramp down and drift back off to sleep? You're like, well, what's going to happen next?
Right.
Yeah. I wonder what the music's going to be. And I wouldn't be able to.
No, I don't think it would have worked. It's probably better that I did drift back to sleep.
Yeah. It's a good thing you did.
Yeah.
It's a good thing you did.
But I missed everybody. We got a text message that welcomed me back.
So now you're good.
I mean, obviously, I'm better.
The first 5 minutes.
I didn't have to ask for it. Yeah, I'm excited. That said, welcome back, Morgan. And wait, is this the same? No,
that was Bob.
And then good morning, Bob. Only 6 more months till Black History Month. XOXO, Rudo Dudo. We are at that mark, I guess. Gosh. Huh? On our way.
Rudo.
And with so many reasons to celebrate.
Yeah.
Will we in February be talking about, Trump talking to another group of Black people, just making America great again? Are we going to be talking about that?
I think it's a possibility. I hope to be discussing Hotties for Harris still in February. What do you guys still? What are the Hotties for Harris up to these days? Did you drop a clothing line?
Oh.
Is there a mixtape coming soon?
Can we really quickly just say how absolutely anti-Black this country is, and how much all of a sudden the rap music that white people consume on a daily basis is the hippity hop that they can't handle. I will not do it. I cannot have the hips, the hops, and a president. I can't do it.
Listen, white people, white consumers are the foundation of mainstream rap success of the industry. Foundation. Without you guys, we don't have these big tours.
I mean,
we don't have these record sales. Just statistically, guys. Just, everyone needs to understand.
Yeah.
Statistically.
Indeed.
Yeah. Come on. But yeah, it's.
But then
it's
all of a sudden,
hilarious.
hey man, I can't have no twerking at a campaign rally. That would just be. I'm sorry. You are the same people spending so much money at the strip club. Like, I refuse.
Yeah. Yeah.
We just got an incredible text message.
That's Kenneth.
I'm sorry, but after last week's show, I am no longer a fiance. Because I got married.
Holy crap.
Still a radio fiance, though. Finger guns. Pew, pew, pew.
Nice.
Congratulations, Kenny.
Congratulations, man. Congratulations.
And to your mate.
Indeed.
Your partner.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's so exciting.
Yeah, that's dope. That's super dope.
That happened fast.
Fiance's getting fiancéed up, man.
I have to talk to you back in our DMs.
That is art imitating life. Or is it the other way around? It's life imitating art? Which one is it? Life imitating art. That's what that is. Yeah. Because we're the art that Kenneth's life imitated.
Are we? Because he did more than us.
We've been engaged. He's copying.
He got married.
Good point.
All right. You know? Sometimes Thursday mornings are a little
slow
on the uptake. Oh! Together again.
Crap.
What a day, what a day.
Guys.
What a week, what a week.
What a week. Yeah.
I know. So I really, really am so sad that I missed last week because there's too much to talk about. There's too much to cover.
Yeah.
And we are going to figure out different things to be engaging throughout the week. Shout out to Kyle, who has continued to give us fantastic suggestions.
Yeah,
and
Kyle.
We're going to have a actual production meeting and put the things in place and get it popping.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
It's popping.
Because we got to ramp up.
Election season's around the corner.
Well, election season's been here for 3 years.
Yeah,
but,
right.
you know, we're in it now.
Don't say that part. I'm sorry. I need to run that back. Election season has been for 3 years.
Indeed.
This is the framework under which we need to move forward, progressives.
I mean, every year needs to be thought of as an election year.
Yeah.
Every year needs to be thought of in as critical terms as they will throw to you every 4 years.
Right. Every year we're supposed to say, this is the election that will change our lives. State alderman.
Every position. Every position. Do they get to have a say? We need to be making sure that the say makes sense.
Right.
We need to be making sure the say can happen.
Period.
Because,
yeah.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to our channel. Campy bands can't work, number one. Number two, our good friends just continue to run on things they know will not be able to happen. And this is the kind of thing that we cannot just be like, well, politicians lie. What are you going to do?
Right.
The reason that is normalized is the people that do the lies have told you it's fine and that they have to.
Yeah.
Like it's,
yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
No.
And then when they tell the truth, you know, it's scary. Mans definitely said, Christians, I'm not a Christian, but Christians, just come out and vote this time.
One last time, baby.
You'll never have to do it again. I'm sorry.
I think my favorite part is not saying why. We're going to leave that one open to interpretation. Yeah. Like, you'll never have to vote again.
It'll be fixed.
It'll be fixed going forward.
He acted like he was reattaching a chair, a wooden leg on a chair. We're going to fix it. When I'm done, I'm going to use this Gorilla Glue. You'll never have to worry about it again.
No rickety chair.
Definitely not how voting in the democratic system is supposed to work. Vote this last time. We're going to transition into something else. You'll never have to worry about it again.
I'd say it'd be cool if we knew what a democracy felt like.
True.
But in our version, that's definitely not it. Authoritarianism and like a dictatorship is like not even in our live version of democracy.
Bruh. Yeah.
So there's that. And then there's also, yesterday. Just yesterday. A one Donald Trump. I just can't tell. Like, is it crumbling a little bit? Is the infrastructure for the MAGA just a little.
Lady Gaga.
Is it just a little? We seeing some Humpty Dumpty or something? Like,
oh yeah,
because they really thought JD Vance was about to be a thing, and Sir Vance A-lot is absolutely dragging him down.
Sir Vance A-lot is the only way I'm going to refer to him.
There's no reason to use his name.
Yeah,
he doesn't.
And the ways in which he's dragging him down are astounding because these are stark contrasts in opinion and policy and theory and just the things Trump's saying, the things JD Vance is saying, JD Vance's actual life. It's like, did y'all do any background on this guy? It was just. Again, he looked the part of
Peter
a VP?
Thiel.
Like,
I'll just say one more time. Peter Thiel. Trump doesn't actually see anyone's baggage if the baggage has money in it.
Mm.
Like you're coming with bags. There's got to be money in it.
What's the first? Is that the money bag in the front? Cool. I don't care.
I don't care about what's the rest.
Yeah.
He probably just thinks it's all money in the bags. You know, because. And he's not wrong. If you have enough money, the baggage doesn't matter.
It's true. It's true. Oh my gosh.
But the hillbilly is not helping. Like you have done the faux hillbillying. And so the people that you were purporting to represent,
right?
They left you a long time ago.
Yeah. They're like, we don't mess with
this guy. They were like, nope, not from here. You're not. Also not from here, you're not. I mean, there are multiple places that Ohio, Kentucky, you don't represent us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we got that going for him. And then he doesn't have anything to say except for like, women should just be property. And if they were a man's property, they wouldn't be old hags that are cat ladies.
And running for president, because that's a man's job.
Well, that's definitely a man's job. But, you know.
I gotta delve into this a little bit. Morgan and I, but I think for the majority of it's me. We've been completely like caught off guard by this Kamala situation. Not her getting the top of the ticket, but did not understand that there was going to be a groundswell to this degree and the effectiveness of whoever is running the campaign strategies over there. Like this, one thing after the next, it has been wild. We've been texting each other, sharing links, sharing memes all throughout the week. Like, can you believe this? Can you believe that? White Dudes for Kamala raised, what was it, 4 million? They raised 2 million in the first 30 minutes. It was like, what? First off, White Dudes for Kamala. Like, let's just.
I'm trying not to interrupt you.
Yeah,
I'm trying very hard.
Yeah. And then the elderly down in Florida.
Oh yeah, the village, the villages or something like that.
The caravan of the golf carts.
Yeah,
I'm like, what? I said that is Florida.
That was huge to see. So many golf carts.
Yeah.
When you live at a place like that, do you have to buy the golf cart? I'm just trying to figure out for my own retirement.
It's probably a rental or dealer situation.
Because, I just want to know.
You've already seen the golf cart, I want.
I probably have. I don't have it in my mind, but.
Oh, yeah. I have asked for it on several birthdays. I put it on the internet.
Oh.
You have to stop talking about this thing and asking about it. It's a golf cart kitted to look like the Batmobile. It looks amazing. The Tumblr. Gotta keep those elderly streets safe because the youth come in there. Because
what you're telling me, the youth as in the grandchildren?
Yeah, they want to come in there, huh?
Yeah.
They want to be parking their cars, taking up extra spaces.
Yeah, can't have
going
that.
Across, going against the HOA rules. I don't need all that.
You feel good about saying any of the things you're saying right now?
Oh man. Conundrum.
Reel it in.
It's like sticking up for GTPD. I'm confused.
The way my brain just broke. I was like, GCP, that he's not saying Gotham City. You are.
I love how we stayed in the aesthetic because you started making Bane noises. So
well, okay.
You're like, wow.
Finally.
You got your Bane down.
Do you feel in charge?
There it is.
I do need to work on my Bane, though. I'm gonna get it down.
Do you feel in charge?
Do you feel in charge?
But yeah, this Kamala support is like nothing we've seen since Barack, and it's the exact opposite of what I expected. I was like, I've said it over and over again. Kamala is not the move. We are certainly going to lose.
Right.
Put a white man at the top of this ticket. And instead, what we're seeing is people who buy Black Lives Matter stickers, bumper stickers, and yard signs are like, if I don't have to vote for a dumb guy, I won't.
Mm-hmm.
Like the contingent of even like Republican support, like vocal Republican support for Kamala is like.
I feel like I haven't seen this.
Yeah, I can't remember.
You ain't share that link.
I should have sent it over. There was a legislator. There was like 2 or 3 Republican legislators that were never Trumpers. So coming from that contingent, they're like, yeah, we're swinging support behind Harris. Like, what do you mean?
I mean, if you are in a political position because you actually want to govern,
right?
There's really only a couple of choices to make almost all the time, you know? But, I'm not going to get too excited because a couple of people that said never to Trump, but would say always to his policies.
Right.
Were like, nope, give it to me a different way. Mm. But something to be said. I'm not going to, you said something about the whoever's running the campaign, and there's a lot to be said. I have not sat and like actually really tried to figure all of this out yet, but there's a lot to be said about just how quickly the sort of younger energy just like happened.
Bruh.
It just happened.
It's like they were waiting perched.
Yeah.
Waiting for it.
Like the meeting's been going.
Right.
Because they have been seeing Joe Biden and they've been seeing where he's at. So they've been getting it going or something because it's immediate. And what I do not love at all, the, WWE-esque way that what politics is and what campaigning is, and especially with a candidate like Donald Trump. I don't love that. But what I do love is matching energy.
Yeah.
And there is this, staleness to old Donny.
Yeah. And Joe.
Well, yeah. We're not talking about Joe anymore, except for the fact that people are happy to not have to talk about it. I cannot wait for his retirement party. Like, it's going to be a banger.
Yeah. John Legend's going to sing.
Well, he definitely is.
Yeah, John Legend. Yeah.
Why would you say that?
I mean, he's everybody's favorite, bro. In those circles, they want John.
It's a good crooner.
Yeah.
I lost my train of thought now. The energy. Like, it doesn't take much to push back on Donald Trump. The fact is, people did not do it, right? And Joe Biden was not in a position for any of his pushback to really hit with the groups it needed to hit with. Joe Biden also wasn't like, hey, you know what? We need the youngs. It'd be cool if we could have maybe a few million of the 41 million Gen Zers that are about to vote. It'd be cool if we had a couple. He didn't, it just, the reach out wasn't there. If they had meetings about it, execution poor.
You had to hit me with like the reality magazine. You had to like pop me on my forehead a couple times, and I was like, I don't understand. Da, 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 da. You're like, Kamala isn't old,
right?
And then I was like, because immediately after you said that to me, I started thinking about the annoying things that she did from a PR marketing standpoint during the administration it's the exact same stuff that's working now. I just didn't want to hear from her then because I'm annoyed by you. I actually, like, to be clear,
interesting.
I do not like your policies.
Right.
I don't. So you trying to be cool with Black content creators and hopping on their lives and doing things like that, it's like...
Pandering is pandering is pandering.
Yeah.
It does not matter what the pander, presents as the panderer. Mm-hmm. But this is a little more, at least so far. Yeah. Even in, just seeing her in crowds of people that are, excited. And she's up there doing the half Kamala in the Senate, Yeah. Yeah. If she gives a little more of that energy where she will sun you, like I think that'll be helpful.
She's heading there with that "say it to my face."
So that's where I was going. Okay. It is that kind of energy. People want pushback on Donald, right? The pushback doesn't have to be that big. And that's, my issue and my feelings about how performative things hit for folks aside, we'll throw that aside. So, sometimes the performative piece is all folks need. Yeah. Yeah. I think we all know how we feel about both of these parties and the policies that they uphold. But I also want to remind us that we have not gotten her policies yet. Right? Like this is she has we don't even have it yet. And this kind of, support is not something that, like you said, we haven't seen this since Obama. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. It's interesting. I think that there was a lot to be said about Bernie's run and the way that it invigorated a lot of people who were disengaged. This, I just don't know where I'm sitting. Like, this definitely feels different, and it feels large, I am not sure why we needed to do the every cohort of people for her. Yeah. But I do appreciate I get it. White men for Trump was the nail for the white men, though. Like the conservative white men, they've had it. So it was Black women for Kamala, Black men for Kamala. The villages for white women. We read all of that fine and expected. You mean to tell me that my brothers are on a Zoom call right now no, I can't say that on the radio. all of the things they call other people are like, oh, you can't. FCC I can't say that. Let's just say that you have been trying to demoralize those white men that were in that call. Yeah. Because a step too far, man. We're not gonna say that there's millions of us that are willing to support this woman, I guess. So the right, which I find hard to use the words extreme or far right. It's just very much it right now. That angered many because that did garner quite some attention. It did garner some monies. Right. And Trump does not have that outward support from different groups. No. It is definitely the cult situation there. And so there are different factions of people that become like the MAGA brand or whatever, but you're going to put a hat on, you're going to put a bandage on your ear, you're going to, make the entire thing your personality. And I would just love it if that we cared about the policies.
Yeah, it'd be cool. It'd be cool. Policies matter.
got a text that says, it's really wild to watch the sudden impact of a candidate with an actual PR team and any idea what people under 60 talk about online. I mean,
Michelle.
Good morning, Michelle. How are you? It's exactly that.
Yeah.
There's
Follow
more.
up.
Follow up. Me. Kamala's policies are so lacking. Here are 10 examples. Also me. Ooh, a coconut joke sticker. I mean, they're hitting all angles right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're hitting all angles. And again, just that younger energy, and they're trying to do this like major push of not trying. The multi-pronged approach of we're just going to throw every piece of misogynoir we absolutely can at this Black, non-Black, Indian, non-Indian, white woman dressed as a Black Indian. Like,
what did you say? When did she turn Black?
Well, when she got a Black job, I think. That's when I turned Black. When I got a Black job.
Thanks, son.
That's what happened. I mean, I really want y'all to think about the things that are being said right now. Really sit and who it's being said by, and let it sit like for real. I'm
looking in the mirror, Black man, when I said who it's being said by.
Ooh.
One of the people I follow on Twitter, one of the women I follow on Twitter, they were like, so all of a sudden y'all not into mixed women now. This week, all of a sudden y'all not.
We don't like them no more, huh?
Discriminate for y'all now? Interesting.
It's amazing how white supremacy works.
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing how anti-Blackness sits with all of us. And if we are not actively paying attention to that, we are participating in some way, right? And by actively paying attention, I mean checking yourself.
Yeah.
Not just I saw it.
Yeah, right. Right. Standing on the sidelines like, that's wild.
Oh, that was wild. I said that. Dang, that's what I think.
They said that. Wow. That's crazy. I mean, they said that.
But this is, I mean, there's so much vitriol, and that is just sort of the consistent, through line. And there's this very, I don't even know what, I'm sure there's a word or name for the ability to create the circumstances for which someone must then fight out of the bucket you put them in. And then you're able to tell them they only talk about the bucket that they're in.
Right. Right.
So you create this system where I have to explain certain things about my identity because you have
caged me into that identity.
Right? And then you tell me I'm only talk about that. But the only thing that they are talking about is the fact that we're doing it's the greatest hits. Is she even from here?
Yeah.
Could she have, the woman's born in like Berkeley, California, right, or something like that? Right. Like, what?
But even more so, right?
Her father's Jamaican. That's not Black. Wait, no one said Jamaican means Black. But have you seen her dad?
Right. But then the fact that is the position. Like you're talking about, they're not discussing policy. They're not.
No.
That's the position. And their position is, don't vote for someone who is, hey, Black people, don't vote for someone who isn't even Black.
Don't be excited by the Black person you see because they are not Black. So don't vote for them.
Oh, Donald, I don't know if you're aware, you're also not Black.
I mean, it's really the reductiveness of being like, I know all the Blacks are going to vote for the Black, right? So I got to tell them that's not a Black. But also, I'm here to tell you that the Blacks like me more now, and because I see it.
I paid Lil Pump and throwing some money at
Amber Rose. So look, the Blacks like me. You're out of your mind, bro. And the worst part is, you're not even like picking top tier rappers. Lil Pump, do you honestly think? I mean, that's a top tier to somebody.
Used to. Like,
okay.
I'm just saying. You hit Yachty. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, what? Bruh.
There is not an artist that is going to, that would make sense.
Right. None. Word to Waka.
Like, none of it makes sense. This is a person who would rather you not exist. I mean, literally,
period. Just
like, I don't maybe want to do it violently, but if you could just not live anymore.
Are you talking about that bloodless revolution? Is that
well, if we'll let it. Yeah. I mean,
P-Town just says.
What'd she say? Good morning, P-Town.
Fantastic morning, fiance.
Yes.
Since we woke up in this verse, Kamala is still a cop. Period.
Not one question about that.
For true.
Yep. Indeed.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah. There's hours of discussion that needs to happen, and all about that.
I didn't know that. As I'm seeing in the notes here, Joe Rogan's been Roganing.
Oh man, I did not mean to use all of our top of the show for what we did, but our good friend, psych. Joe Rogan is
our reason for not being on Spotify.
Our reason for not being on Spotify. I'm sorry. I will learn how to make better radio. It is mind-boggling. Put your mind in a bottle. How he can still do this. So he's spreading literal, like, fan fiction. This is actual, made up, AI generated, like, not even a paid version. You know, there's likely watermarks on everything that dude looks at, and he just doesn't even realize it. And it's like, could literally say fake news, and he'd be like, yeah, because that's what Trump said.
Jamie, why does it have these words over it?
Jamie, what does fake news mean when it's kind of transparent over the...
Kind of grayed out.
Like, could you talk to Jamie before you press record?
Poor Jamie.
So he's spreading literally like this theory that... I don't know, they replaced Joe Biden. I don't know that, like, the time was different on his watch at the address versus the
talking about, like, a clone replaced him.
Oh, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
You like, ask Joe,
right?
With the theories, they were
unsure what the idea that we were going for there. I mean, if the point is that he is too old and should not be there, you don't have to lie about it. You don't have to make things up.
No, you don't.
You don't.
You don't.
But that's a thing that I think that, a lot of folks don't understand. If you have to lie to people to get them to agree with you, they don't agree with you.
They don't.
So if you have to make up situations of Joe Biden being replaced, I don't know, by the deep state or whoever did it, Kamala's TikTok team.
Right.
I don't know. But there was this, like, his watch was off. The time was different. Days. I don't know. Whatever.
Oh, my God.
That said, the person he's talking to is like, whoa, really? Like, that's wild. And he's like, yeah. Like, Jamie, Google Joe Biden watch wrong time. Like, he's just throwing things out there, right? And Jamie's like, yeah, like, nothing. Like,
no.
And he's like realized, he's like, oh man, it's probably made up. Like, there's probably a fake or something. And then it is in fact a fake, and it is in fact on the internet as proven to be. This was AI generated. Blah blah blah.
Joe, like, who are you having your morning coffee with?
Literally himself. He himself, and I think he just scrolls his own Twitter feed or something. Like,
oh my God.
Because it doesn't make sense. There's too much money. The team's too big.
Right.
Like,
fam.
There is zero excuse. And as a person who does this and understands what it takes to produce a 3-hour show.
Right.
There is no him just walking in and going, I'm gonna wing it. Like,
right. No.
That's the presentation, but that's not what's happening, right? So for him to on air say these things, and then when he is proven to be wrong,
right, just moves on.
It kills me because he'll just be like, "Why does the internet lie? Why would they make that up? Why does it do it like that? I can't understand." It's never, whoa. So that was a lie? So maybe I shouldn't be thinking that Joe Biden has been replaced by a blah, or that he's dead for real, or that he's, maybe I should rethink that.
I cannot wait to see this. I can't wait to hear the X-File conspiracy.
Okay, I'll find it.
This is
I know I say this weekly.
Amazing.
I'm going to put it on our Instagram, but I really am. I got some doctor appointments today. I got some waiting around to do,
On time, watch truth.
I mean, it was just like throwing out words, Jamie. Look up Joe Biden. Google this. Okay, I Googled that and it says you're wrong.
It's hilarious.
And he's like,
man.
"Whoa, why do they do that? Wow, there's so much fake stuff out there now." What's your responsibility to that? Actually, what's your relationship to it?
That's what I was going to say. What's your
relationship to all the fake things, do you think? Like, you gotta get for real for once.
It would be beneficial to all of us if you did.
For the listeners of his that are pumped to hear him say things like that, right?
What does it mean that he's been able to generate such a large fan base of people that love that, though? You know what I'm saying?
It means we're cooked. Fried. That's what it means.
Oh, it's a deep fried state. Got you.
Thank you for listening to News with My Fiancé. We're done. It's a wrap today. We're done.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, no. Okay, wait. We're having a moment. Good morning, Lily. Lily has chimed in, everybody. She said, mind-boggling. It's clearly too early. I've been saying it wrong my whole life. No, Lily. No, you have not. It is boggle.
It's boggling.
That's Ambush absolutely loves to hit us with the mind-boggling. So
it's from it's a Will Ferrell movie. I can't remember which one. Where they're ice skating.
Oh,
yeah. Blaze of Fury.
Yeah, Blaze the Glory.
Yeah, Blaze. Yeah,
something.
It's mind-boggling. Bottles the mind.
It bottles the mind.
He's corrected in the moment. They're like,
no.
It was like, no, it's bottling.
It literally puts your mind in a bottle. What are you talking about? Another text says, a chicken fried state, if you will.
Yeah, I was kidding.
What? Did someone say fish fry?
Whoa. See, this is how it starts.
This is now,
P-Town, you better pump your brakes, P-Town.
This is, man, now I'm hungry. Jeez. Okay, so let's tell you what we're listening to. We're way behind now. I'm sorry, Ambush. I'm sorry, Fiancé.
We're cooking. Listen, you were gone, huh? The fiancés missed you. You know what I'm saying?
I missed y'all.
A lot of energy. There's been like 2 weeks since you didn't get to talk any news to the folks. So
this is true.
This was expected. This was expected. We did get another text. Joe Rogan for Rep VP.
No.
LOL.
No. I mean, he does have quite the base.
No. Oh, jeez.
Guys. What are we going to talk about today? Today in local news. No way. The camping ban was a huge waste of resources and time, and the politicians who pushed for and ran on locking up poor people knew this was the case before, during, and after.
Wowzers.
Huh?
Wowzers.
To take a little look at Portland's new the camping ordinance and the unfolding situation between the city and the county leaders.
It's glorious.
And then first things first, rest well, Sonia Massey, and the actual stormtrooper cop when he murdered her, Sean Grayson, was out here wilding, like all caps. Did you see real quick? Did you see Trump when he was like spelling certain things?
No.
Crap, no, I forget what he said, but it was like trying to make it slang.
Oh, no.
Taking the G off of things. Anyway, we'll come back to that. Yeah, dude was out here wilding as a police officer. Like, he looks like exactly what he did.
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
Are we ready to move away maybe from the training talking points? You know, like that this could be something you train, and maybe address the fact that power flexing, homicidal, mediocre white men should stop being hired and insulated as cops.
It'd be nice.
Could we maybe have that chat instead? And before we hit this music break, I want y'all to think about this, because this is the point. How many times do you need to catch someone in a lie before you start getting skeptical of the things that they say to you? How much of the population needs to be killed in their homes by cops before you stop thinking that that can be trained
Right.
away?
Right.
Before you realize that you cannot address systemic problems that are purposeful, but systemic problems on an individual level. Think about this, because we getting lied to from every angle, and we're not angry enough about it.
Facts.
So, DJ Ambush, if you would give us some tune,
I will.
if you will.
I will. Absolutely.
We'll come back and talk about Rene Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Fiancés, we had to throw the AC on real quick.
Yeah.
So just going to say, if any of our sound engineers could let us know if it's fine.
Sound loud in the background?
Really what we need to know is that it's doable, you know?
Yeah.
It may not be the highest level of quality sound in this moment, but we're sweating and we popped no mollies, you know?
Yeah. It's too much sweating for non-molly pop.
There you go.
Yeah. And we're heading into a heat wave, from what I'm supposed to understand, right?
Indeed.
Degrees
today is to be 100, maybe a couple degrees over, but I'm going to tell you there is no difference between 95 and 105.
Not a fan.
Is there a difference once do y'all feel the difference? Just wondering. There's a text. Dear Fiancés, I think Donald is afraid Usha Vance can suddenly turn black like a werewolf.
Oh my God. Oh, wow.
I mean, yep.
Yeah. And then you mentioned, I don't see it in our story, so I feel comfortable throwing it out there. I'm not getting ahead of anything. How Trump, it was like Project 2025. Hey, I don't.
Man said we don't know her. We do not know her.
This is so good. Never heard of it. Never read it. I heard there's some good things in there.
Some of it's good. Oh my God. Then he adds some of it's extreme. There's some extreme things in there. I've never heard of it or read it. That thing's long.
Right. And then
has nothing to do with me.
You said the head of the Heritage Foundation.
Yeah, I don't
remember his name.
Yeah, but the person who was the Heritage Foundation is a think tank, and that think tank has been, a part of conservative politics for forever. But the Project 2025 director left left the Heritage Foundation. And what is funny about that is they put a name to this and put things on paper, right?
Right.
Project 2025 needs to be thought about as Project 2020 now to now, 20 to yesterday, 20 to been happening.
Yeah.
None of this is like, wow, that's all Trump's idea. Like these are things that have been this is just the conservative agenda.
Ideals. That's it.
Yeah. And I'm not acting. this is not to, I'm not being dismissive or downplaying. Yeah. It is in fact worse to me. The fact that we are just now being like, this thing's crazy. Do you know that you can't get an abortion in a lot of places right now?
Like right now.
Like right now? Do you know that?
How did that slip under the radar?
Like what? Are we remembering what the Supreme Court looks like? Are we remembering? I'm sorry. Just the obstruction that you have to do in order to get the results they have gotten. This is not, we just started this. This been their fire.
Yeah. And it's a great strategy in redirecting our energy, right? And our focus. So like you're saying, this is Project 2020 now.
Yeah. Project
2020 been happening. But if we can shift everyone's focus specifically to Project 2025 and the efforts around this specific campaign, marketing agenda, whatever it is, and if Project air quotes 2025 gets defeated by electing Kamala Harris, then we won, y'all. Everybody go back to watching our reality TV shows. No, you still are living in Project 2020 now.
Absolutely. That ambush, to your point, the things, Roe v. Wade being overturned happened while there is a Democrat as the president. I don't know why I'm struggling to think of the list of things that have happened during Biden's presidency that were not his, he didn't start that fire, but he didn't put it out. And then he decided he would run on the fact that he could put it out.
Right.
And there's going to have to be results, or Project 2026 is about to happen, which is marking the 250th year of this empire. And what happens then?
Right.
They die. They crumble. So why don't we keep that on the forefront of the old brainal unit?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
We're watching the end, and that's not me being like, get your bunker and your supplements from my website. That's like, no, ambush.
Okay. You don't want to?
No supplements.
I mean, you're forming a covenant. You should be selling.
So then certainly no supplements.
I'm saying you should be selling like herbs and stuff, bro.
Anyway.
Do you know, MJ, do you indeed know how many houses we could have bought by now? Ladies and gentlemen, I want to take you inside the heart of Portland. A clash of policies and personalities is shaping the city's future, from political divisions to contentious approaches to homelessness. Portland's landscape is increasingly polarized. The Portland City Commissioner, who pushed for camping bans and stopped the distribution of critical supplies like tents and tarps, Rene Gonzalez, recently faced a chilly reception at the Multnomah County Democratic Party picnic. His appearance amidst booze and skepticism reflects growing rifts within the party. Meanwhile, Portland's approach to regulating public camping is encountering significant hurdles. Sheriff Nicole Morrissey O'Donnell has announced she will not use county jails to detain individuals violating the city's camping ban. Quote, incarceration is a costly, short-term measure that fails to address the complex underlying issues, she said in her written statement Tuesday. What is she, a socialist sheriff? They're gonna get her out of here.
The Marxist, if I've ever seen one.
Sheriff O'Donnell emphasizes that jail should be reserved for those who pose a genuine danger to the public, not for the unhoused. Mayor Ted Wheeler expressed disappointment with the sheriff's stance, stating that it was understood the sheriff's office had returned to an open booking policy last August, which the sheriff's office contradicted by using PPB's own policy definition of bookable offenses to highlight city ordinance violations are not eligible.
Mans thinks the sheriff's office is open table. You can just make your reservation real quick. I'm just booking my reservation, okay? Okay? What do you mean open booking? Like, I really want everybody. What do you mean? We're back to an open booking policy. Are you talking about jail?
You are the mayor
of a whole
city. Why? Why don't you know what this policy clash
You have to call somebody, Ambush. I'm not doing that. I'm the mayor.
I'm the mayor.
Okay? They should have called me.
They should know it came from the mayor's office, and that's it.
Done deal. Rubber stamp.
This policy clash led Mayor Wheeler to instruct Portland police to issue criminal citations instead of making arrests. He directed officers to cite those who repeatedly violate the camping ordinance and refer these cases for prosecution. Wow. Okay.
Lock them up. Lock them up.
Clarifying, individuals receiving citations will be assigned a court date. If they fail to appear, a warrant for their arrest will be issued. Meanwhile, the Portland Police Bureau confirmed that they will continue issuing citations and may detain individuals briefly for paperwork, but not book them into jail.
Tight.
This decision follows confusion after the first arrest under the new ordinance, where deputies refused to process an individual who police say chose arrest over going to a shelter. The policy clash between the mayor and the sheriff's office has led to instructions for police to issue citations instead of making arrests. Gonzalez has been criticized, rightfully so, for his approach to Portland street response and his stance on public camping, contributing to his strained relations with the Democratic Party. Some party members view Gonzalez as inconsistent with Democratic values and question his motivations for appearing at party events because you guys invite him.
Because y'all let him call himself a centrist Democrat.
Exactly. Cut it out. The Multnomah County Democratic Party does not endorse candidates in contested primaries, but aims to provide a platform for distinguishing between candidates. The contentious atmosphere suggests the mayoral race will be highly polarized, with candidates on the left trying to differentiate themselves from more centrist or right-leaning candidates like Gonzalez. Gonzalez's campaign strategy appears to be focused on appealing to a conservative voter base rather than finding workable solutions while navigating internal party conflicts, potentially leading to a divisive electoral contest. This situation underscores a significant disconnect between what city and county authorities say and what they can actually do, raising questions about the best approach to community safety and homelessness. The only reason there's questions about community safety and homelessness is because they're not listening to people that are affected by community safety.
Because not prioritizing community safety and homelessness? Oh, yeah.
Arresting and booking our way out of the housing crisis is not a constructive solution. That is Sheriff Nicole Morsi O'Donnell. As both sides continue discussions, the focus remains on finding a balanced solution that ensures safety while respecting the rights of those experiencing homelessness.
I got a lot of things to say.
That's a deep state sheriff that we got here.
So, they're what do you think, fiancés, what do you think the response from the lock them up crowd in, they say Portland, but to the point of who Rene is playing to, they don't even live here.
Right.
The voting base he's looking for do not live in this city. They live in suburbs. They drive right past here and then say how it's on fire. So
right.
Those are the people.
Look at that fire down there.
Yeah, those are the people that you're playing to. Those are the people that will not vote for you. They are changing them. Anyway, that group is like, recall that sheriff. This is egregious.
Already?
Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. She's doing the ideologies and not the law. Get her out of here.
Sheriff.
As a matter of fact, put her in jail.
Sheriff, it'd be your own people.
It'd be your own people. But I want to ask those people, since when is standing on business a recallable offense? Because aren't y'all the people that be like, stand your ground? So this woman stood her ground and said, hey, this is not even a thing. Y'all knew it wasn't a thing. We're not doing it. And now everyone's confused. The people that you want to put your trust in to handle a situation are like, oh, what happened? Huh? Wait, so you mean to tell me we can't do that?
I don't know if you guys are watching the highlights here, but this is quintessential Rene behavior.
I mean, for real.
Why don't we take the $1 million from Reimagine Oregon that they just used and reallocated for the police department.
To be fair, that was Mingus's brainchild, but Rene jumped on.
Right on board with it. And only to find out the money was awarded to Reimagine Working, but never delivered.
Was never paid.
Oh. And then after finding it out, let's do it anyway.
Fam. Well, I mean, obviously they didn't need it.
Well, yeah.
Oh, so you didn't spend it because you didn't have it, you don't need it.
Oh my God.
But imagine actively fighting against valid solutions to just push through like your thought experiment that you know won't do anything.
An unexecutable thought.
An unexecutable thing. It's not an option. You cannot jail your way out of a housing crisis. We actually know, and we actually know the reasons there is a housing crisis. We know the reason. There are so many, an influx of houseless people living on the street, losers of capitalism.
Yeah. Ooh. Like that.
We know the reasons. The reasons are not addiction. The reasons are not mental illness. Those are large symptoms of losing at capitalism. But that is not what put people, systemically there. And we cannot look at individual fixes for a systemic problem. And we cannot continue to take people seriously who are playing in our face. Tell me what they need to do for you to not believe Rene.
Right.
You have zero reason as a degular human. Take any of the rest of your political leanings and ideologies and all of that away. How many times does it take for someone to lie in your face for you to go, I'm going to start thinking about this a little bit different.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to believe you off jump. I'm going to wait. I'm going to dig. I'm going to see. I don't know, show me your screen. Whatever the thing is that you need. But you don't even ask them to show you their work. He is unqualified. This is the same person who told you that there are not 12 people in Portland smart enough to be on the city council.
Yeah.
That's the person who wants to be the mayor?
That's wild.
And on top of that, he's so unqualified and incompetent that he he is somehow still even in contention. Like people are like, yes.
Right. Still an option.
It doesn't matter that he's filing false police reports. It doesn't matter that he's endangering citizens. It doesn't matter that he's lying on our own public transportation systems.
Right. Public safety. My guy.
It doesn't matter that he is creating divisiveness. He's creating and adding to the polarization. That part don't matter. And he's giving you nada.
Yeah.
He cannot deliver because what he's trying to sell is non-deliverable. But we are so used to wanting to punish people that just the thought of someone not being punished but not doing the thing you do, like go to work every day and have something to complain about because you worked 55 hours and you shouldn't have, because that person didn't do that, they should be punished? Because you were able to buy a house, someone should just be homeless? Like the alternative, we could provide housing, but people are like, but I bought my house.
Right.
No one provided my house. Imagine that's where you get stuck. That's where you stop thinking for solutions. Well, it can't be that we put people in houses because I got to pay for mine.
Yeah, right. Same attitude towards college debt. Yeah.
You cannot apply that logic across the board. So do try and tell me how you come up with, we should just stop all medical research then? Should we not keep trying to cure cancer because people have died from it already? Should we pay no attention to any of that?
Right. We got a text from P-Town. Rene's the definition of a toxic relationship. He needs to be flushed. Don't look back. Just flush. Got another one. Can't believe I'm finding myself agreeing with PPB. Not a cute look. but it's better than agreeing with Rene.
True, but I don't even know that you don't agree with PPB. You may agree with the Multnomah County Sheriff's Office.
Right.
Because the PPB did the same thing. The PPB lied just the same way that Rene did. They knew that this was not a thing.
Uh-huh. And here's the crazy part. If they didn't, wow.
I'm sorry, y'all. I am trying so hard not to be screaming into this microphone right now, but I am so infuriated.
Right.
It's exactly that.
Yeah.
If you didn't know.
Please don't say that. Like, please don't be like, oh, we didn't know.
I mean, but they basically did. Because here's Ted Wheeler saying, hey, man, I thought you was open booking again.
It's not open.
We back outside.
It's not open. It's not cuffing season.
No, they. You can't just go up in there?
John said, this is Project Trickle Down. It's been happening for 40 plus years.
Exactly.
Good morning, everyone. Also, it's Harper's birthday month.
Get out of town.
I won't get out of town.
The first day of Harper's birthday month?
Boom.
Harper?
It's going down.
Let me be the very first to wish you the happiest of birthday months.
Nice.
We will find a way to celebrate you each Thursday.
Look at that. That's a birthday month.
And now then we're also going to have to find out your actual birthdays.
Yeah. Let's just work on that.
Celebrate that as well. But, I mean, as the only half that matters in that relationship, we will celebrate heartily. I want us to really get to the point, like, we have to ask our friends, family, coworkers, whatever, who are saying, yeah, I think that Rene might make a great mayor. I need, just some questions. Just some questions.
Yeah. Why do you think that?
Ask folks who are really upset about the things, right? That are like, but the tents. How does this impact? What's the impact? How does this impact your life?
And is the impact so substantial that you want people to be locked up?
Well, no, because the next question is more like, would a temporary solution or a permanent solution be better?
Right. What would you prefer?
What would you prefer? Because temporary is temporary. And when we say permanent solution, that doesn't necessarily mean that the city pays for that one person's housing in perpetuity. That means we are providing the resources necessary for people to be able to get back to a place, unfortunately, where they can play capitalism again.
When you are criminalizing houses, you're creating more arrest records for people that you're saying, go get a job.
I'm just not sure how I do that. Can you get jobs from jail? And I mean the kind that would then sustain my life, not the stolen labor kind. Right. Not the kind where you have me, doing Google mapping, but I get paid 7 cents an hour. The kind where I would be able to pay rent. Can I get those jobs from jail? Lord. Yeah. The solutions ain't solutioning because they are just punishments. Okay, we gotta move. Gotta move.
Music break, and we're gonna come back with that tea.
You want more views from Morgan Jones and DJ Ambush?
You know you do.
Then I suggest tuning in to Views with My Fiancé sister show, Views with My Fiancé.
All right.
Just look up Views with My Fiancé on your favorite podcatcher app. Do it!
For real.
Welcome back to News with My Fiancé with Morgan Jones and DJ Ambush. We got a happy birthday month, Harper, from the Tech Squad. And, text from John. If we're going to discuss capitalism in terms of winners and losers, where the Homeless Party clearly lost, can we award a winner's coin for something at $1 billion? At that point, you win capitalism, and that all the money you are able to profit, anything else you make is put to use for social good. I butchered that.
Like, you really.
I was just
stepped all over that whole situation.
Yeah.
But yes,
right.
I am. Yes,
Big
billionaires
fan.
shouldn't exist, right? They just should not. You should not be able to amass and hoard that much wealth. If that is what we end up allowing, once you get to that, you don't get to be the 300 billionaires.
Yeah.
And then pay some of that money in an effort to avoid paying taxes. Pay some of that money to make people hate poor people.
Right.
You don't get to do that anymore. I wish that yes. The answer is yes. Okay. Got to be quite quick.
Hmm.
Can you untrain your dragon?
Yeah.
Sean Grayson, the former sheriff's deputy charged with first-degree murder for the fatal shooting of Sonia Massey. Grayson, who was fired from the Sangamon County Sheriff's Office after the incident, has been at the center of the controversy due to his past misconduct and a troubling employment history. In an audio file released Monday, we hear Logan County Chief Deputy Nathan Miller questioning Sean Grayson's continued employment despite numerous concerns about his conduct. The recording reveals Miller's frustration with Grayson's mishandling of a traffic case and integrity issues. Miller's comments reflect deep concern about Grayson's behavior, including violations of department policies and inaccuracies in his reporting. Grayson's history includes a troubling pattern of issues. Before the shooting of Sonia Massey on July 6, 2024, Grayson had been fired from multiple law enforcement agencies in Illinois. He was previously employed at 6 different police departments.
Sheesh.
6 different police departments. One more time. 6 different police departments.
Is it because he was so good at his job?
Well, he had a record of serious misconduct, including 2 DUI arrests.
On himself.
Not
that he misconducted a DUI arrest on someone else. These are himself.
Onto his own. His own drunks or intoxications behind the wheel. His Army discharge also cited serious offenses, in quotes, but specifics remain confidential.
I bet.
Shout out to the Army.
Redacted.
As vigils and rallies continue to honor Sonia Massey, more details have emerged about Grayson's background. Despite his troubling past, including allegations of lying and abuse of power, Grayson was hired by the Sangamon County Sheriff's Office in May of 2023. Sheriff Jack Campbell has faced significant criticism for hiring Grayson, given that history. Campbell admitted the department's failure in a recent public address, asking for forgiveness, but also rejecting calls for his resignation.
Oh, I bet you are.
Campbell stated, quote, "We failed Sonia Massey. We failed Sonia's family and friends. We failed the community," during a listening session organized by the U.S. Justice Department. However, he maintains that stepping down would not resolve the underlying issue. Absolutely incredible how an individual fix would not change a systemic issue in that way.
Right.
We wouldn't even look at it, huh? Because it wouldn't even put a dent in it.
It wouldn't change. It wouldn't give you guys the change you're looking for.
Grayson, who remains in jail without bond, has pleaded not guilty to charges including first-degree murder and official misconduct. His attorney has not commented on the former deputy's past issues. When we say past issues, I want to be clear about some of this misconduct, because there's the video that I saw yesterday of his dash cam of doing a high-speed chase when he was told to stand down, and you hear the dispatch say, "Do not pursue."
Wow.
Do not pursue. This man's going over 100 miles an hour. He continues to pursue. He then says he's going to stop pursuing and doesn't until there is a huge collision.
Wow.
and an animal like an elk or something, like he was hit by a deer. Or
are you serious?
He said he was hit. Probably hit the deer.
Right. Wow. He's like Bruce Willis or something. He's an action hero. That's what he wants to be doing as a police officer.
He's
can't say those words. Yeah. Wow.
When you think you're Homelander,
yeah.
Like
wow.
this dude definitely thinks he's Homelander, and if you don't watch The Boys, sorry.
Yeah.
What would be the
equivalent?
No.
No. No. There is no equivalent. Honestly. Omni-Man.
Okay. And if you don't watch The Boys, you probably don't watch it.
Invincible.
But yeah. Okay. That's one. You
right.
are literally at work being told not to do the thing you're doing.
Right.
And you go,
okay.
Okay, I'm going to stop doing it. And then you keep doing it.
You floor it.
And then you floor it. And you hit an so hard that now you're stopped. Someone come get me.
That's why I stopped you guys like you told me to. Which
is exactly the energy. Is him being like,
yeah.
Oh, dude, I stopped pursuing because you told me to, and also I just got hit by a deer. Could someone come see what's up?
An elk was on the dispatch. Like, okay, we gotta stop this guy.
You get 2 DUIs, no problem.
I'm still floored by that.
The DUI convictions were known at the time of his hiring. There are people that don't get hired for jobs because they have a bad credit report.
Right.
And I want you to really sit, because I know that a lot of you know that, but some don't. You want folks to work so they can have money and participate in your economy. And you want us to do all of the things that are not at all needed, like playing the game of credit worthiness the way that we play it, right? It is just completely predatory and made up. Like, all of it's just made up. Oh, a credit score? Here, we'll call it this. Oh, too many people have the score. Make it more. Oh, more people can say that it can be a different number. Make this. Now there's 3 different scores you need to go to. Completely made up.
Right.
Sorry, I don't mean to get too far off track, but the fact of the matter that someone would be denied the ability to work because they had trouble paying a debt. But a police officer charged with upholding the law,
after the type of military discharge you got,
gets to continuously break the law. Break it in half, in your face, in pieces, throw it, shatter. Get arrested while you are a part of this system.
Right.
Twice. And another precinct, another department will be like, we don't love it, but
we don't hate it.
Everyone deserves a second chance.
Yeah. And we don't have one of those guys on our roster. We don't have a Bruce Willis on our roster. We don't have an action star. Let's get him over here. We could use that type of energy over here.
Gotta see.
Yeah. His superior said, me resigning is not the solution, guys. The solution would have been you enacting consequences for his behavior. And because you didn't do that, you should resign. Like, pay attention. Like, don't try to, move this. It was your job to make sure he did his job in a way that didn't endanger citizens.
Also,
and because he failed at that, you failed at that. Like, bro.
You failed at protecting the public when you interview somebody who cannot do that job and decide that, yep, we're going to give you a shot. We're going to give you a shot. You do not at all care about public safety.
In the least.
Yeah. Sorry.
No. You got a text. Somebody said 3 credit scores. What?
Okay, don't quote me on the 3. But there's those are the credit bureaus.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
Right? but there are like, you have good credit at 800 or whatever. And then there's another one that's like 925. And then there's another one that's like 950. It used to be 7. Then it was 750. You know, like, I understand that things change, but I would like us to notice why these particular things change. It's the why. It's the, they figured it out, and too many people have this credit score that would make them credit worthy.
Everyone can't have good credit. Let's shift it.
We got to change it.
Let's move it. Rough.
Y'all, I just want to add another thing.
Yeah.
To the point of things being performative. Because we as a country do not actually have an understanding of what the concept of equity is or inclusion, and the fact that now, you know, DEI, it means black.
N-word.
But yeah, I was gonna say like black, like you know how people are like black people. Like, it's because we don't have an actual understanding collectively. We cannot assess what is happening correctly. And so there are a lot of commentators and pundits and, you know, folks that are cultural critics or whatever that are talking about what happens when white officers kill black and brown people. We don't need to do, just like with abortion, I don't need an exception. You don't get to tell me what to do with my body. I don't need to tell you that it's because I got assaulted.
Doesn't matter.
It's not your business. Just in that same, that you don't need to have to explain, like, we shouldn't have to talk about race or gender or whatever. Like, it'd be cool if we didn't have to.
Right.
But because that is the nature of white supremacy and capitalism and patriarchy, and that in order for those systems of oppression to work, all of these other things have to be built into. It has to be. Yep. You have to be like skeptical of the people below you in the hierarchy.
Yeah.
There has to be a hierarchy, right?
How else will there be?
But without the cultural context, you say silly things like the training was bad. You say things like she said, I rebuke you. So she was what? Casting a spell
on you? What's wrong with you?
I am not a religious person. I never have been a religious person. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus is something that I have heard since I had ears. From not just black people.
Of course. Televangelist, bro. Like, cut it out.
All of a sudden, you don't remember Jerry whatever yelling on the TV saying that? Like, now all of a sudden you have no idea what that means? And it's so scary. My point is that when we sit and rest in things like training, or that this was a failure of a supervisor or a officer, and when we sit in that and allowing these little things to be like, well, she had boiling water. Well, she was going to burn it. Well, he shot her in the head. And before he did that, he told her he was going to.
And before he did that, he never turned his camera on.
After he did that, he said, hey, that was a kill shot. No need to go get any medical help. No need to go get my medical bag. No need to waste my supplies.
Yep. Then he cut his camera on.
That's not training, y'all. The training that it is white supremacy.
Period.
The training, the air that he is breathing is white supremacy and patriarchy. Because if you are a person who believes that you go out and you fight crime, but you are doing the crime, there's a reason you believe that you are above that law. And you are not going to find as many non-white officers who believe that they are above the law.
Yeah.
The way that the culture of white policing makes you above the law.
Yep. We got a text. Sean Grayson sounds like a combination of John Thundergun from It's Always Sunny and Psycho Dad from Married with Children. Thumbs down.
Thumbs down. We cannot address systemic problems on individual levels. And we absolutely have to stop letting people lie to us. As they are lying, note it, write it down, do whatever you have to do to remember that that's what that person said to you so that you don't listen to that person the same way again. And people change, all of those things. They can evolve, they can grow. Until they show you they've done that, stop giving them that credit.
Period.
Stop giving them the illusion, the hope, like you're projecting so that you can
be okay.
Be okay.
Yeah. Yep. Well, thank you so much. That was News with My Fiancé. Today's show was made possible by Morgan Jones and myself, DJ Ambush, and our illustrious podcast editor, Kyle G. Thank you, Text Fam Fiancés. Thank you so much. We're getting these texts loaded right there into the description per usual. The playlist is already updated. And you know how it goes, man. Don't let the individuals distract you from the system. Poverty is a policy choice. People over profits. Power to the people. None of us are free until we are all free. Thank you so much for listening.
Bye.